Hello, my name is Patrick Harris. Those of you that have seen my channel for the first time, welcome. Those of you that have come back to have another look, welcome back. Please, if you haven't, I don't guess you wouldn't have yet, but please like the channel, hit subscribe and the notification button. It helps us as we're moving forward. So we worked with a little guy or a horse about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't spent much time with him since then. So he's back in the yards today. So this morning he was asked to move around a little bit in the yard, and that was it. So that went for about 10 minutes. That was videoed, and so we've done that with him. So he's back to the point where I'm ready to move forward and keep going with him. So I had a really good conversation with Lorraine from South Australia, and it was a common sense conversation with what somebody else could see with how the training was going, and it was fantastic. So what we were saying in the first video was this guy has been handled once, which is absolutely correct. But how did that relate to him? So what understanding would he have from being run up a race, having a head collar thrown on him, and then been let out into a yard where he's then thrown on the ground, gelded, let back up and run back out of the yards. So just to kind of put it into perspective, his understanding of people wouldn't be that polite. And when I've had him in the yards in the past, he has been very jumpy. So his confidence wouldn't have been fantastic after that. The communication that was given between the people and the horse was one of brutality. The respect and trust, what did we earn with that? Nothing at all. Well, actually, if anything, it went the other way, totally. So this guy now, he's in a spot, and with this training style, is to train him and program him for the life ahead. He's 7.5, it's time for him to move forward. So let's move on with it. So today, like I said, there's about 10 minutes spent there just rehashing what we've already done. So as I come into the yard, might be a good name for him, Brutus. I know that there's a lady that gave a name for him. But, now as you can see, like I've changed yards to do this. So this is just about getting in close and to start to work with him. Okay, so I got my hand on him. He's breathing relaxed, his head's dropping. So I guess the idea behind my style of training is that we're always, and I'm standing here for a reason and standing with him, just to give a bit of time, just to let him know that he's safe. So my style of training's not about forcing my will upon him, but it's more about working with him and when he's ready to go and ready to do something. So we teach that in our schools, so that he's always got an idea, well, not an idea, we're after him to respond, not to react. And right now he's doing absolutely brilliantly. So we'll throw that up. We'll come over here and again, going to walk up nice and steady, hand on him, and absolutely beautiful. He's dropped his head and come down. So when the head's up, it's probably a time to give him a bit of room and let him think about things. So as we're coming over to him, now I've done that a number of times. I'm touching him in a way that I know when I can move forward, and he's letting me know, but there's a certain way of doing things that just makes life so much more easier. Now he's smelling. It's funny, when you get horses to engage with you, when you get them to start communicating, you know, I've never touched him on that side from here yet, so I just want to reach that bit of rope, connect that up. Now the hooks I'm using aren't great, and they're not brilliant. They're not too, they won't hold a horse running away. And I can't remember in the last video whether I got to touch him up there or not, but he's certainly having a good smell. So now for the head collar. No, I didn't, because last time we only had the rope on him. So we've got the head collar coming up beside him. Now, if you have a look at him, his back leg on the other side's ready to move. This one, he's kind of pointing towards me. So nice and gently, and on that goes. Now, if you can see what he's doing, he's really, really well engaged. But it's not just about working with his body, we've got all his senses to work with as well. So we've got his eyes, his ears, his nose. G'day, mate. And and like I said, there's certain spots on a horse when you touch them, you kind of open up to helping them in ways that I don't think we're fully aware of right yet. So, or at least a lot of people aren't. So I've got him. Take this off. Okay, now I'm going to leave that off just for a moment. I'm just going to duck outside and grab something and I'll be back. Yeah, so getting back to horses that have been traumatised or had something happen with them, bad handling, people not taking the time that they probably should have, it can certainly either make or break them. And what we want to do is make sure that our horses, or anybody that comes and trains with us, has their horse going in a fashion that both them and their horse are going to be safe when they get home. Now he's standing right on top of me. That's really, really good to see. So the design of my yards when I'm doing something is pretty similar to the ones where I go to demonstrate. So he's allowing me to take that down his back. Okay, it started to flinch. Go the other side. Good boy. Come back up to the head. So very important to get it off, not keep going on with it. Come back to where he's comfortable. Okay, so we're going okay so far there, but I don't think it's 100% safe to keep going down that side. So when we come here, we're going to just trace that outline. Now, last time we had the rope on him for a while in the yard and he got to get that all over his body, so that was quite good. So just nice and gently now. Now again, this isn't a rush thing, this is now probably went a little bit too far with that, but this is a way of getting him. Over you get, mate. This is a way of getting him to understand that when I'm touching him, he's not going to get hurt. Now when he gets to a certain point and I can see him starting to flinch, I don't want him to start to kick like he just did. So when they're kicking like that, particularly at a young age in their training or early developmental kind of period, I don't want to get into a fight with him. I just want to let him know that he's safe. So we're going to come to here, and for today I'm just going to start to rub him over. And being in this little place where we're at makes things a lot easier. So we're just taking it a little bit further forward every time. He's about to kick then, and we don't want him to kick. So we'll just bring this back. Good boy, good boy. And I guess it goes to prove you can teach an old dog new tricks. This guy's like in the prime of his life, and if we can get him to be able to do things and not be so worried, he's going to have a beautiful life in front of him. So we've got him doing all of that. Okay, fantastic. I'm just colouring him in, down the legs. Okay, beautiful. So we've got him to this point now where he's allowing us to go pretty well down his back down and starting to head towards his hock. I'm not going to keep going with that now. He's done plenty of that. What we will do is I'll bring him out and I'll start working him with the rope shortly. But I'm going to give him a bit of time off for a little bit. He's done enough, and I'll talk to you soon.